Hi guys, how are you? Happy Wednesday. I am so excited to be joining you this evening for a little bit of a play to create demonstration if you're new to Kiwi Lane. Otherwise, we're just gonna play to see what we can come up with and create together. I know for me, I am always surprised what a little bit of play can inspire you in your designs and your creation. And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So jump on and say hi. Let me know where you're joining it from tonight. And hopefully you are free. Let me pull up the comments so that I can see everyone. There we go. Perfect. I could see. I have my handy dandy designer templates here. I really need to actually clean this up just a little bit. You know, that's for another day. So yes, I am going to be demonstrating. If you're new to Kiwi Lane, please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll try to catch it. If not, I'll catch it after the live. And of course, anyone in the community is more than happy to answer your questions as well. And so we're just going to go through this first process of the play to create system, which is to design. And so we're just going to design and come up with a couple designs. Of course, like always, I hope that it inspires you, that maybe you take away one or two designs. I really have no idea what we're going to come up with tonight, but hopefully we come up with a few that inspire you. And of course, if it does, I would love to see what you actually follow through with the rest of the steps and finalize and create. Hello, Jean. Thanks for saying hi. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are aware of this or not. I wanted to mention it. So for this week, for our craft and events, we decided that we wanted to focus on more quarantine COVID memories. I know a lot of us have probably been documenting this moment in our lives and taking pictures. And so it's nice to be able to be motivated and inspired, even in the mix of everything that's going on, to document those pictures, especially right now when things are fresh, and we can be able to document not only the pictures, but even some journaling and things like that. Also, I'm assuming anyone that ordered this quarantine life, and some of you guys don't, but I'm excited to use this. We're going to be having a crop night on Friday. I'm personally going to be playing with it then, but tonight hopefully we can actually come up with a design that would be great that we could use on the crop night, but that's not till Friday. Oh no, Saturday is the live crop at 6 p.m. Central, but tomorrow we have at 1 o'clock p.m. Central, pull out your scrapbooks with Audra, and we have a Kiwi Lane idea book inspiration with Amy, who is going to also be designing a layout and sharing it with us, specifically focused on her COVID quarantine, her personal story during this time. So just a lot of ideas centered around that to hopefully encourage us all. So full week of just fun events. And I loved all the other ideas that were shared. I know Jody had a lot of fun ideas that she shared with us yesterday. So, all right, let me go ahead and turn this view right upside down here, so that we can get a top view. Right there we go. And let's start playing to create. So as I mentioned, I am going to try to incorporate some of these. So for those of you that were able to order these during our pre-sale, hopefully some of these ideas inspire you and you are able to leave with a couple design options. Like I said, we'll see what we come up with. Like always, first step first for me is to start with some kind of a border. So I'm going to pull out a border. I thought I already had one out, but I guess I didn't. So I'll just grab the first one. How about Aspen? You can never go wrong with the borders, really. I do love Aspen. It's got a very straight design, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So you see how they don't go too deep. They very much go across the page, for example, something like that. Okay, this is just playing to create. See what you can come up with. I actually think that's really cute. I might just do it to cross design. I mean, naturally, you can definitely play around with maybe back to back. Sometimes at this point, I'll pull in some accessories. I know I want to incorporate Contagious because we are working on that. I was thinking about what sets I would probably layer with Contagious, and I naturally thought of Elements just because it has this little splat in it. So if you were looking to maybe layer something with your Contagious a la carte, that could be really cute. Now, really what it happens is it's a mixture. It's a mixture for me. Like already I'm like, no, I need to figure out some photos. So let me throw in some photos in the mix up here. And that's why I love our photo sets so much, is because they give you a chance to play with a full on finished layout. Well, by the time you're done, a full on finished layout. But it really allows you to visualize again and just see that. So right now I'm like, well, what kind of plans do I have? So naturally you could go across the top. You wanted to do something like that. And like, this is just basic. I mean, you guys have probably seen designs like this in the idea book. And I think that's important to note, that you don't need to always reinvent the wheel per se. Just simply just see what you can come up with. And I'm gonna step it up a gear here a moment, but just in case anyone's kind of tuning in, seeing that. So right there, that gives me a good sense of, okay, well, now I can kind of fill in the empty spots. Maybe I wanted to put, by the way, I love these together things. I think they're so cute. I plan to do a layout that is just my kids. I have some pictures of my son playing with his neighbor friends that I think that will also be really cute for. Usually when I see something like where I want to maybe add a specific design, like an element like this, I always want to give it an extra layer. So when all else fails, throw in another layer and see what you can come up with, because sometimes that gives that just a little bit more structure. And honestly, perfect place to add maybe a little journaling. Right? And let me move that back just a little. Okay. Okay, so we could do something like that. Let's toss it up and start again here. I actually think that's a really simple, clean look for that specific memory. So again, it doesn't have to be complex. You don't have to layer tons. And you backtrack. I was also thinking, a lot of times you see a lot of designs in Scrapbook, like, right, where they don't go straight to the edge. And I just want to point that out. So if I didn't want that to go all the way to the edge, here, let me go ahead and pull out. Yeah. Then what I would do possibly in my design is if I would just plan that they don't go straight to the edge. Does that make sense? So I'm like that there. Really fun for that in that center focal point to go inside your 12 by 12 page. So that could be something to kind of pay attention to. So for me, what that would look like, here, I'm going to pull out this other border. Sorry, I had this idea right when we were in the middle of that. If I wanted that to come in, I would do maybe that design inwards. And yes, when you trim it, you would only trim the portion, right? I have some of the old designer templates, but the new designer templates, some of the newer versions, they have little marks. And so you would just go maybe to that 11-inch mark. That way it pulls into your page, right? And that would kind of be looking like that, something like that. Now you'd want that wave to go all the way across. So maybe you even continue the wave across your page, but trim down this side. Hopefully that's making sense. Sorry, I just thought I would point that out and showcase that because it's a thought I had. And another thing about the photos is if you love not only like layering with accessories or designs, you can do some layering with more blocks, like pattern blocks, right? And the photo mats only go up to 5 by 7 or 5. Photo mats go to 5.5 by 7.5, but the photo mats go to 5 by 7. So sometimes I'll even use these to give me that platform. So like if I wanted another piece of paper kind of back here to mat the whole thing, then that way I could come in and maybe add a couple photos. right? Something like that. And again, this would be this sheet back here would be another pattern or another color of paper kind of framing this whole section on your page. And then if these are pulled in, I think that's where you can get more of that little clustered feel. So I would personally add a little bit of clustering, maybe some journaling there. Again, if you're feeling like it's maybe a little empty, this is where handy dandy brackets come into play. You can kind of fill in some of those spots. So hopefully that's inspiring to you, motivating you to try something out, and you can kind of see that come to intuition here, you know what I mean? So yeah, super fun. I'm kind of excited about that design. That might be the design that we play to create on Saturday's live crop. So that could be really, really fun. So again, if you wanted to finish out the other side, you could do a similar fashion. Often, a lot of times when I'm scrapbooking a 2-page layout, I'll just mirror that design. So you could do the same thing where you add another mat in the back with a couple photos. But for the sake of, I'm going to shift it a little bit. Maybe I only do, I don't know, a block, something like that for a mat. Guys, I always get carried away. I feel like I just want to kind of, I don't know, shift it just a little bit, even though naturally probably I would have just boop, mirrored it, and you would be set to go for a 2-page layout. Add a little extra something. And especially with the COVID memories that we're kind of focusing on, I do think it's important to be documenting. So whether that means that you have, you know, these little title cards, have some journaling cards. So they're normally like 3x4. You could have another little journal card sticking out here with some journaling on it, and then some photos, something along that lines. But otherwise, I do tend to reach for any type of bracket. So like this bracket I pulled in, thinking along the lines of maybe a place for a title, or again, journaling. And then I think even over here, again, layering those, you know, in the front and behind each other. So just keep in mind layering when you're playing. Okay, what else could I layer? What else could I do? But also just remember, you don't have to, simple is sometimes best. You don't have to go too crazy. Even something like this will get you started. And then from there, you start tracing and cutting and then inking. And then if anything, on the last step, you can add some final touches. But this really is a good platform to start building your page up from. So yeah, that's really cute. And again, I love it because especially if you have memories that you possibly have a lot of documenting, it just creates a nice little platform for you to work off for adding that journaling. Or let's just play around here. Let's see, what if we slide all this down, move this up a tad. You could even stick 2 other photos on that, right? Something like that. Super fun. So either a great place for journaling or adding a couple more photos with a structured design element to kind of give you that focal point, but also that cohesiveness across your page, and that creative fulfillment that comes as we document our stories and tell them through our creative lens. So I really think that's really fun. I'm gonna have to, yeah, this might genuinely become our Saturday crop night. So hopefully you guys are free that night. I'm gonna be playing a little bit, like I said, with this quarantine live, pulling out some of my pictures that I've been snapping away on my phone and storing away through all of this stuff, just trying to remember to document even in the mix of life being a little bit more crazy than normal. Sorry guys, I'm totally stuck on this. I think it's just adorable. I can see it coming together so nicely. Okay, so tear it apart. That's what's great about the Play to Create system, the designer templates, is we have not cut into anything. And again, this is just a chance for you to play, to come up with some design options. I always sit down and just, like I said, give myself permission to play with the designer templates, and then you'll be surprised how that inspiration and the creativity, your creative flow will start to wake up inside of you. So there are even times, for whatever it's worth, there are even times that I've had a really long work day and I tested it out. I thought, you know what, I'm going to test this out and I'm going to make myself sit down and create a little scrapbook a little bit. But, and I've always been surprised how my mind starts to feel energetic and woken up just a little bit to give me that little bit of joy, I think, sometimes at the end of long days. I remember telling myself often that I don't know, I'm just too tired. Yeah, sure, I could go do it, but I'm just too tired. And I would test it out. And if I allowed myself just a moment to play, I was able to accomplish sometimes some things in the evenings when I thought I was just plain too tired. So you probably have related to that one or another, but it is funny that I have actually tested that out. And I thought, I'm gonna test this out and see what comes to, you know, light in all of this. But yes, the answer is always a little bit of play, and you will be inspired to do that. Okay, so one more design. Let's play a little bit more with another design. I really loved that one. Like I said, it was super fun. And let's see what else we can come up with. I think I also want to throw in some lacy trims. So my daughter, Lacey, has turned 13 today. We went out for lunch. I spent a little bit of time with her for lunch, and we're making lasagna for dinner. It's her favorite meal. And anyways, so Lacy Trims is named after her. I have well used this. You can tell this set is well used and loved. I love this set. And so I thought it would be fun to do a little flash sale. So if you don't have Lacy Trims and you love kind of like what we played to create here, then use Lacy for B-Day. So L-A-C-E-Y, B-Day, the coupon code, and you can save 20% off on Lacy Trims through the end of Friday. All right, so Lacy B-Day. Here, let me type that into the comments here so that you guys can see that. Lacy B-Day is the coupon. Okay, so make sure to check that out. Okay, so Lacy, why do I naturally think of, what do I love it so much? One, because they are just really fun designs. And they do work similar in the fashion of our rings, where we recommend that you can use them as a full design, but you also can use them as a ring. So when you see that ring design, I always think of any of my borders kind of threading through that. So I start kind of playing around with that. That's kind of a common thing that I'll work towards is, well, can I thread it through? Same thing for any of our fun borders. So, you know, I'm going to throw in, give a little bit more movement to this design here. Cedar trails. I love cedar trails. It's a fun one. See how you can just kind of intertwine that? Super fun. And then, of course, you start kind of working in some photos. So sometimes you'll start with your borders and start building up from your borders, like borders, then accessories, and then you add your photos. And sometimes when you're planning to create, well, for me, it's, I lay one piece down, I lay another piece down, and then I lay another piece down. So the key again is just to just play, just to give yourself freedom. There's no right or wrong when it comes to play. That's actually kind of cute. I laid it up here so that I could make sure that I'm matching it to move it to the other side. So that, of course, when I trace it out, they're the right direction. But that double wave is kind of fun, actually, now that I see that. Love that. Okay, I'm gonna move that over here. Again, we have another Lacy Trims. These actually do layer really cute together if you're really looking for a way to maybe I don't know, go all in on a page for, you know, one way or another. There are moods where I absolutely go all in. Sorry, see, like something like that would be so cute. And then if you had like a photo layered on top, that would be a very layered page. Oh, you're printing something in the mix of my life?
Sorry, it's our tickets for kayaking tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Or you can, of course, balance that. Super fun. Okay, I'm gonna throw in some photos here and see what kind of layering we get to go through there. I can also see, you know, if you added some paper behind this, you could add some journaling in the middle of the ring as well, up around that design. Say like some white cardstock just backing that paper or that design would be so cute. All right, I'm not loving it, so I'm gonna keep shifting here just for a minute. I think I need like some kind of, I don't know, structure here. Started pouring outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It just started all of a sudden just coming down. Crazy amount. I'm going to pull that down so that that design's a little bit up on that. Cute. Okay, and I really like to add little focal photos. Now, of course, you can add photos all the way down and around your design, so you don't have to always cluster it together. I'm getting a little tilted on my page. Sorry about that, guys. I do love the two ways look too, Tammy. That was really cute. Right? So you could do something like that. Again, maybe you have, I just love that together a la carte. Like I'm thinking like even sister pictures or friends pictures or family reunion pictures. There's so many fun ways that depending on the memories that you're scrapbooking could be so much fun with that. We can even flip this. I'm going to flip it just for the sake of seeing what a design may become. I don't know, more like this. And then maybe we do photos coming down. I'm thinking here. Thinking and playing. Thinking and playing. Right? So those are all 3x4. So if we did, even if you wanted like 3x4 photos all the way down, kind of trim that up depending on what pictures you're using. That could be really cute. And then we could do more photos here. Something like that. Now, I'm not a big fan of filling in all of the empty spaces. So I will point that out, and you'll probably see it in a lot of our idea books as you look at the samples through our idea books. Not all of the empty spaces are filled, but I do like kind of like this cohesive structure for my photos, still keeping them the focal point, but not overwhelming my pictures. So that's something I always kind of pay attention to. I would absolutely layer this another just cute thing. I don't know, it could be a flower. I have Contagious out. I think that's also fun about Contagious because yes, we designed it specifically with COVID in mind, and just that we will have a lot of things to document during this time in our lives. And so that's why it was definitely created. But I look at that and think it could be really fun in some blues or yellows or oranges, just a fun, playful element too on any of your pages. So hopefully you use it even past your COVID memories, because I think it could be really cute. So that's a really another fun layout. I really enjoyed that layout. Yeah, so 2 for the books here, guys. So do you guys have any questions about the Play to Create system? So that's just a little bit of a look. Hopefully, you know, I think among those 3 layouts that we designed and versions that we just played to create, hopefully you're inspired to create a little bit yourself. Just remember to play, and really to give yourself permission to play. Too often we get so stuck in our heads and we overcomplicated it complicated in general. And so just allowing yourself to play a little bit will go a long, long way. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask here in the community. We're all here to help you out. And if you don't have lacy trims yet, then make sure that you, there we go, check it out. So that's just a fun little flash sale that we thought we'd throw out there for you guys here in this group. And again, that's the Lacy B Day for 20% off. And that is good through Friday. So where are we at? Wednesday, the 9th. Yes. So through the 11th. Okay. So make sure to hop on over. You can order online and you should be able to take advantage of that discount. Thank you. Yes, I will tell her that you guys said happy birthday. Jean says, I'm looking to buy a COVID kit. Anyone have one available? If you guys do, make sure to tag Jean. I'm not sure on that question. We only had a few left. We will possibly looking to add those into the shop. I'm not sure on the exact date. And I know somebody in the community, and you guys might have seen that, we're asking if we were going to reorder it. We'd have to pull a little poll out there or something to do a little survey to see how many more we could possibly, or how many more are interested, just to make sure that it's cost effective all for everyone. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there before somebody asked me. So we're aware of it. We'll see what we can come up with. So yes. All right, guys, enjoy again. We'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye guys.